All right, so let's demonstrate if statements. If statements are so important
This video is brought to you by OppiePie's Academy.
because they allow your program to make decisions based on what's already occurred during the program execution. So let me give you an example of that. Let's start simple. Let's ask the user to enter their age. So we're going to use the input command. We'll assign it to the variable age, and we'll prompt them with, how old are you? So this will prompt the user with how old are you. They'll enter their age, and it'll be assigned to the variable age. Now, we want to know if age is greater than or equal to 18. So this is called the condition, age greater than or equal to 18, and that'll evaluate as true or false, depending on what the user entered. So if it's true, we want to print, you are of voting age in the USA. All right, so there's our program, very short and sweet. Let's save this. And I think I still have my Python folder somewhere on my desktop. Here we go. And I'm going to call this vote.py. So let's run this just so we can kind of see how it works. So let's bring up another terminal window to run this in. And we'll make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So let's navigate to our Python folder. And there's vote.py, so I'm going to run that with the Python command. How old are you? Well, I'm 41. You are of voting age in the USA. Let's run it one more time. Let's say I said 15, and we get no response at all. So what's happening here is, again, we're prompted with how old are you? Whatever the user enters is assigned to the variable age. And then comes our if statement. If age is greater than or equal to 18. Meaning, if the age is greater than or equal to 18, this will evaluate as true, if not false. So if it's true, whatever is indented underneath this statement will run. So for example, if we indented another line like this, congratulations, and then I took a line out of the indent like this, end of program. This line, end of program, is going to run regardless. These two lines, you are of voting age in the USA and print congratulations, will only run if the value entered and assigned to the variable age is greater than or equal to 18. So let's go ahead and run it again. We'll make sure we save. There's our code. And run it again. Hit the up arrow in order to repeat the last command. So if we say 18, this should be true, right? 18 is greater than or equal to 18. So we get, you are of voting age in the USA. Congratulations, end of program. Let's try it again and enter a value that evaluates as false. Let's enter 1, right? Because 1 greater than or equal to 18 is false. 1 is not greater than or equal to 18. We just get end of program. And again, only the indented lines will run if the condition is true. Now, sometimes we want something else to happen if the condition is not true. And that's where an else statement comes in Python. So if age was greater than or equal to 18 is true, we'll run these two lines. Else, don't forget my colon here, we'll run whatever's under else. Print, you are not eligible to vote in the USA. So now we have an either or situation. I'll again save, hitting Command S, and let's run our program. So let's say I say 5, which is 5 greater than or equal to 18? No, that's false. So the else statement should run. You are not eligible to vote in the USA, and then our end of program line. And again, whatever we have indented underneath the else will run. Print, too bad. Again, I'll save. And we'll run this here in the command line. How old are you? Let's say 17. You're not eligible to vote in the USA. End of program. Why didn't we get... Oh, I forgot to save, or I didn't save. There we go. Let's try it again. So this time, we should get, if we put 17, yep, you are not eligible to vote in the USA. Too bad. End of program. So point being here, an if statement evaluates the variable against some other value. Now, sometimes we want to get not greater than or less than or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, but an exact equivalency. So if we said, for example, if age equals 65, which means they have to have an exact equivalence, we'll print you are eligible for Social Security. All right, so now we have a second if statement. This has nothing to do with the first one that'll also execute. Now, we'll only see a result there if the user is exactly 65, and that's what they enter. So let's try it. Let's enter 65, and there we get, you are of voting age in the USA. Congratulations, because we're greater than or equal to 18, and we are equal to 65. Now, if we put anything other than 65, we will not see that line, you're eligible for Social Security. So the different comparison operators that we have, right? We have equals, which is equals. We have greater than. We have less than. And then we have greater than or equal to. We have less than or equal to. And then we have not equal to. A common mistake for new developers is to not use the double equal sign with if statements and comparisons. You've got to use the double equal sign, otherwise it doesn't work. All right, let's take all that out because that'll cause an error when we run the program. So those are our comparisons. Now, sometimes we might want to compare two things. For example, whether or not someone is a citizen. So let's go ahead and ask citizen input, are you a citizen? And then let's prompt them to enter a Y or an N. Let's put a question mark in there. So we're kind of helping the user see how we want them to answer the question. So there are two conditions here that have to be met in order to vote. You have to be a citizen and you have to be greater than or equal to 18. So I'm going to change this line right here and I'm going to say if age is greater than or equal to 18 and citizen equals Y, just like that. So now two separate things have to be true. Let's go ahead and save, and let's run again. How old are you? 41. Are you a citizen? Y. Oops, I made a mistake there. You guys might have caught it. Because I'm using version 2.7 of Python, that has to be raw input because we're asking for a string. See, even I make errors as long as I've been doing this. All right, vote python.py. How old are you? 41. Are you a citizen? Y. You are of voting age in the USA. Congratulations. Now, if either of those conditions is not true, 41, so that would make me eligible, but N would make me ineligible or ineligible, then it says, okay, you're not eligible to vote in the USA. So here we have a compound condition. If age is greater than or equal to 18 and citizen equals Y, then I'm eligible to vote. If either of these conditions is false, I'm ineligible. Sometimes you'll see compound conditions joined with or, and if it's or, then either one of these has to be true. The way this reads, which is not real life, but is that either age is greater than or equal to 18 or citizen equals Y. If either of those conditions is true, then the whole thing will evaluate as true, and our true block will run and our else block won't. All right, so there's your introduction to the if statement, a very powerful part of programming. So we talked about simple if statements. We talked about the different types of equivalencies you can make, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, etc., or equals equals. We talked about else statements, so we have something that runs if the statement isn't true. And we also talked about compound conditions using and or.